No. Hello, everybody. This is your intro, I think.
Yeah. Hey, everybody, welcome back to Zero Interest. This time, me and Casey are going through Mob Psycho 100. However, since Mob Psycho 100 has already been pulled for the Random A,
And I've already
this for,
watched it before that as well, so I would have watched it for the third time today if we decided to do that.
we're just doing a kind of a sort of review without having directly seen it beforehand, unlike we usually do.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, because that's just the way it's gone. It's only gonna be like this for the first episode. Next episode, our reactions will be a little bit more fresh.
Well, technically, we did used to do this with Ruby, right way, way back at the beginning. Is we would just watch a few episodes and then
Yeah,
come back in the following days. That's how we used to do
yeah.
things
So,
in the before time, in the long, long ago.
yeah.
That's a Land Before Time reference for the kids that are just not going to get that, I guarantee. God damn. Fucking
Land Before Time. I remember that.
little dinosaurs. They were cool.
Yeah.
And then they
And then
all
they got
died.
feathers. And then they got feathers.
Did they? I could have sworn that they all died at the end of that series, because of course they did.
No,
They're dinosaurs.
no. It's a joke because people are saying no, dinosaurs apparently are all feathered and everything, and more fluffier than we believed. What's the world coming to? Anyways, Mob Psycho 100.
Yeah. So, I had a complicated relationship with this show. Zero wanted me to watch it, so I instantly hated it without having to watch it. That's how my mind works. I was the same with Undertale and other such things that he has recommended. He is the same with things that I recommend, like Hamilton.
Because you never stop talking about it.
Just you wait. So, so, uh, I finally watched an episode after months of him not shutting up about getting me to watch it, and I didn't like it for reasons that kind of escaped me in the Reflux review that we did a couple months ago. Uh, yeah, I think the fake psychic guy just really rubbed me the wrong way. I felt like Mob was kind of bland and uninteresting.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the animation didn't really click with me very well. Rather the art style, not the animation. Different things. Um, so yeah, it really didn't gel with me the first time. The second time I watched it, when I was forced to watch it for Anime Reflux, and thus it was not based on a Zero recommendation, I was a little bit more appreciative.
Yeah. Yeah. Hmm.
Funny how that works. Um, yeah, so yeah, the animation's still a little bit for me, but that's just me. Again, art style, not animation. I
Yeah.
keep making that mistake. Um, I'm not a big fan of the art style, but that is probably just a very personal thing. That it's just not my cup of tea.
It it grows on you, uh, because it is very closely based around one's original style. Which for One Punch Man, he had a different artist come in and redraw everything, but that's not the case necessarily for Mob Psycho 100. They wanted to capture more of one's original art style.
Right.
So it's similar. It's not the exact same, but it's very similar. So it has that a strange sort of style to it that you get used to as you watch more of.
Yeah. So that fake psychic guy, I didn't like very much. I still kind of don't. Like, you say he gets better, I'll take your word for it. Um, yeah, I don't have particular fondness for con artists in general, having been a victim of one once. So, mm, uh, not a very sympathetic character from the outset for me. Uh,
Yeah, that's fair. That's completely fair.
Mob is. He was more interesting to me in the second pass. Um, I'm really still completely confused by the whole seeing people as food thing. But
that was kind of just like a metaphor where he kind of sees everybody else as like compared to the girl that he likes, that they're just kind of unimportant. They might as well just be like vegetables
I'm
hanging
pretty sure
around.
one of them was an ice cream, but okay, if you say
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Uh,
Well, one was like an eggplant, I think.
all right,
So it's like it's more. It's just kind of they were unimportant to him.
all right. Food is an interesting choice
That's
for a
the
metaphor for unimportant.
that's the only time that actually comes up is that one scene.
It's kind of disappointing, actually. It was
Um,
quite possibly the most interesting thing of the episode. Um, the
the yeah,
go on.
you can go.
No, you go ahead. For
Um,
a while.
a lot of this episode, I feel like there's a whole beginning sequence where it's all just action and everything,
Hmm.
and I feel that that exists purely for people who have watched One Punch Man to transition more into this show. That's not an actual scene taken from any fight in the series. The manga is actually reaching its end very shortly, and I've been keeping up with the manga. Um, I would say this first episode in general, for the most part, all it really does is introduce some characters, and that's about it.
Yeah. So the Ghost of the Week format that this episode happens to take, which is what it is. It's, hey, we need to go check out this tunnel where there's ghosts and stuff, and that's it. It doesn't set the tone well for what the series is going to be. Like, you keep telling me this is the worst episode of the series, and that it is not indicative of what the rest of the series is. So
Yeah,
going with what very much looks like a psychic dealie of the week is not a great look for the show to open up. It completely turned me off the first time.
yeah,
But
that's fair.
since you're forcing me to watch this again, I'm gonna give it a shot, a fair
Yeah,
shot, because you're
this is a
forcing me to.
show. This is a show I highly recommend you at least watch to the second episode, and if nothing hooks you, then that's fine.
Yeah, like the first time I didn't care, I hated the show. The second time for Anime Reflux, I liked it enough that I would probably have given it another shot with the second episode, but I knew that at that point Zero was thinking, hey, I'm probably going to pick Mob Psycho 100 for this show. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So, I. Is there anything else we really need to discuss?
I mean, there's a whole Ghost of the Week thing that really just, again, all this episode really does is introduce us to the characters,
Hmm.
and it's not delving into any of the characters' like different thoughts or ideas or motivations quite yet. Because again, this is made by the same guy who wrote and made the original manga for One Punch Man.
I never read that or watched that either, but I just want to say.
So yeah, so like I think the whole thing was it was supposed to be more transitionary for people used to that sort of high action stuff.
Hmm.
Whereas One Punch Man, it started with its actual first chapter. So
Yeah. So I
yeah,
didn't watch that show, so I didn't get that transitionary thing. I just got a kind of boring episode of a show.
yeah.
So
So let's move on to the next one, I guess, because this is just kind of a short little discussion, I guess, of
yeah. So
our thoughts on the first episode.
so I don't have to watch the episode for a third time and make me hate it more. So do the outro.
Yeah. We'll see you guys next time on Zero Interest when we actually start diving into this with episode 2. Doubts about youth. The telepathy club appears. Boy, this is going to be an interesting one. Yeah. Yeah. These are long titles. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. And we'll get to see the. I don't think you've ever seen the intro for this, so.
I think it's in the first episode.
No.
It has the counting up thing. I don't mean the fight scene. I think it did. Yeah, there was an intro that had the counting as a thing in part of it.
No, I don't think that was it. Well, we'll look through it and maybe I don't know. Maybe you saw it, maybe you didn't. Oh well. We'll see you guys next time then. Bye.